Welcome back to the 4 Power 2 Balance Tournament. You are here for some Round 4 action. This matchup is on the map Shuriken, and it is between Missile Knows Where It Isn't and Nauseous Emoji. Let's meet the players for the teams quickly. So for Missile Knows Where It Isn't, we have Yuki in red on the Visari Exodus, Dr. Techman42 in orange on the Tech Enclave. For Nauseous Emoji, we have Mr. AG in pink on Visari Alliance and Monforte on the white Tech Enclave. Again, this map is the map of Shuriken. This is probably my 8th cast of this map this tournament. So for those of you that have been here, congrats. You're going to hear the same spiel again about the neutrals and the rotations of the map. For everyone else that is new, Shuriken, it is shaped like a Ninja Star Shuriken. So it moves around the map, moves around the sun like a Shuriken. And so you will have these 6 planets, and these 6 planets, and these 6, and these 6 stay together. You will have the moon and the ice planet in between. A tier 1 planet and a moon in between rotate around with the outside of the planets. There'll be 4 little guys that go counter to the Shuriken itself, and then in the middle you have the rich planets as well as the neutral factions. For the neutral factions on this map, we have the Pranis United with the Emergency Gauss platform, Unassailable Fortress, Armored Citadel, and the Protection Fleet. The non-aggressive one we have here is the Jiskun Expeditionary Force with Colony Seed Nanites, Frontier Colony Uplink, the Scout Vision, and the Send Phase Space Raid. And then last but not least, the aggressor in this map is the Pirates. So there is the Boarding Crew, Smuggler's Den, Pirate Wager, and Send Pirate Raid. So we'll take a quick look at the early game. Looks like Yuki is probably going to go double evacuator. Yep. Still building the fleet beacon. His second evacuator is queued up. And it looks like he is going to do the back cap. So as I said, everybody gets 6 planets to start the map. You've got your homeworld off the backside. There's a tier 1 planet. And then you've got 3 asteroids right off the front. And then another tier 1 planet. And then the rest of the map kind of comes after that. So there's another tier 1 planet that will rotate the same way. And then another tier 1 planet that will rotate with your 6 planets. The counter asteroid that basically changes out phase lanes anytime it passes through stuff. And then the rich planets in the middle. Yuki, I think, getting fortunate that he has this Ferris planet right here. And he will essentially be able to shore up all of his metal income very early in the game. So very nice planet for him. Techman also sitting very pretty because he has an early Terran planet. Tech really enjoys the Terran planets just because of the population available on it. Gives them a lot of income. Yeah, this one, he's got 22.5 credits. Quite good. Monforte. So I don't actually know where Tech gets crystal planets. Looks like he can get it in tier 2, so that's not too bad. So can very quickly get a tier 2 crystal planet, shore up all of his crystal needs. And Mr. also has a Ferris planet like Yuki, so he can just kind of go straight to the center of the map and shore up all of his metal needs as well. Monforte is going with his early double capital ship start again. I actually want to see how Tech gets the exotics. He must have done a trade. Yeah, Mr. has traded him some exotics. That's the way he can get double capital ship. So Visari players, share some of those exotics with your Tech friend so you can have an early coal battleship leveled up, and it's quite a good ship, so let them have it. Just be nice. Mr. going double evacuator, Yuki going double evacuator. Techman is going with just the solo Akon right now, all the way up to level 3, while he continues to capture his planets on his back line. So I have casted the games before where we have both Yuki and Techman, and usually what I see is Techman likes to go very early to the tier 1 and moon between his opponent and set up garrisons on these 2 planets. And the reason that works is because you can put a garrison on this planet and leave it on defensive roam, put another garrison on this planet, also leave it on defensive roam, and they essentially support each other. And if he supports it with with a star base on each one, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to break through it. And it allows him to basically send his fleet towards the center or towards his teammate should his teammate have any issues on his side of the map. And it's going to be very, very difficult for Mr. to break through essentially either 250, 500, or 1,000 fleet supply plus 2 star bases on the side of the map quickly, and it gives him enough time to come back and be defensive. So quickly looking at the incomes, looks like is he adding? Yep, he's adding trade ports. Tech, very good with trade ports. Tech players get trade ports. That's really all I can say. Tech players get modular architecture. It's very good. And he's now up to 4 trade points. Looks like he went for an inspiring broadcast. That's new. Alright, and Monforte is going to continue tiering up on military for tech. Does he have trade ports? He does have trade ports. Has not placed any yet. Looks like a little bit hurting on credits, crystal, a little bit of everything. So Techman a little bit ahead on economy at this point. Why is he so far ahead is my question. Oh, just fewer planets. Alright, Mr. now into tier 2 on both Empire and Warfare.
Warfare research tier complete.
Still has just the double evacuator. Oh, did I see something? Fan favorite looting crew. So in the most recent patch, which is now 2 patches ago, because there was one that just came out today, the looting crew item did get changed. Oh no, I'm thinking of something different. So looting crew gives you credits for damaging player ships. I don't think it works. I guess it does work. So it does work with pirate ships. I thought it didn't, but I guess I am learning something new today. Does have the organic reclamation nanites very early on this primordial planet. A very good item to put on your primordials. For Visari, primordials are not very good on our income scale just because it's only got 2 levels of mining, where something like the volcanic has 5. And so it is actually more effective to go ahead and get the flat bonuses from the organic reclamation nanites than it is to try and upgrade the population and add the mining tracks. So always, in my opinion, just go ahead and grab early organics.
Logistics upgrade complete.
Is he signaling what he's going to go? Looks like Canrack into Defensor. Yuki doing a lot of upgrades on the economy. I like his choices though. Early metal seeking nanites. Does he have? So is missing the nanite survey swarms currently, but also going ahead and doing the surveys now. Reason being is he wants the metal seeking nanites ready to produce income when the research is done, and so he's just going early into these surveys to make sure he can get the income. I think he's underestimating his ability to get that Ferris planet and the amount of metal that this is going to provide, because the home world does an 8.8 by itself, with all the metal extractors, and this one, does it tell me? It's got 5 asteroids on it too. So if he was able to go quickly into that one, he would have very, very good income. So here I am just telling myself I did a great job. Both players grabbing early organic reclamation nanites. Way to go me. I know what I'm doing. Sorry, maybe. And feels good to get something right. So still got a lot of researches to go on this side. Have the pirates gone anywhere is the question.
A new colony has been founded.
Looks like Mr. has had his home world tagged with a pirate raid. I'm going to assume, are the pirates out yet? No, they're not moving yet. So I know that this has been a strategy that both Techman and Yuki do, is they will send pirates for usually very cheap, because usually everybody forgets to go ahead and throw bounties and raids. And raids can be quite effective in the early game if you don't have a fleet nearby, especially because the pirate corsairs do a very good job of tanking stuff like cobalts and or turrets, and if you don't have the turrets ready to go when they show up and it surprises you, it can actually hurt quite well. So you need to be prepared for it, and it costs extra income to defend from it, higher than what was spent on the bounty by Team Missile knows where it isn't. Alright, so like I said, Mr. is going for this early Ferris planet. What's he going to? Alright, there was the warning that pirates are coming, but I don't see them yet. Alright, so he does have the Ferris planet, going very, very hard into the metal extractors, getting the crystal seeking nanites. Yeah, he's used all of his crystal at this point. Canrex are quite expensive, for at least for Vasari in the early game. 65 credit or crystal is quite high, especially when a warden costs 30 and a skirmisher costs 15. So if you're adding this amount of Canrec, you definitely need the crystal to do so. So I like that he's going very early into crystal. A little bit surprised nobody's really going for the 2 choke points. Looks like Yuki does have the scouts ready here, so he is not terribly worried about it. Looks like Mr. Yeah, he's still scouting. He's on auto scout. Techman also has the scout out, doing a very nice job of making sure that those planets are not under threat. And as you can see here, neither of NauseousEmoji can see that, but Yuki and Techman can see very easily that these middle planets are not under threat right now. So very nice job scouting by both of these players. Is he going? He's looking for the fleet, I think, because he is concerned that he can't see it.
No shields.
Alright, Yuki going very quickly into tier 3. Well, it looks like he has the resources for tier 3 economy and warfare. Doing a very nice job of upgrading all of the relevant tech points that he will need. Culture going early on the Ferris planet. I like the labor distribution on the volcanic, because this is going to give him some pretty good metal income. Also adding just some supply here. Also another good choice. I like to see a little bit more of the indoctrination center. I think this is a very underrated item. And early, well, basically gets you from 6 to 18% max allegiance on tier 1. Then you get another 6 here. Which, what would that give you to? 12, 24. So instead of being at 12% max allegiance, you're at 24 max allegiance. And then once you've got the extra one from tier 4, which usually nobody gets to in these games unless it goes really, really late. But it gives you all that extra allegiance.
Let the bidding commence.
Alright, so now he's seen the fleet. Ooh, looks like Monforte is going carriers early again. She's got 2 early, so I think that's good. I think I'd rather see him change the build up a little bit. I think, in my opinion, that the reserve squad hangar blueprint is a little bit slept on. So it is a extra 2 squadron slots, which is effectively a carrier cruiser. Plus, you have the active for bonus strike craft of +10 for 90 seconds. And this can go. This doesn't cost an exotic to research, and it does not cost an exotic to put on a ship. However, it requires the Akon, the Sova, or the Dunov in order to use it. So I would like to see the reserve squadron hangar blueprint instead of the carrier cruiser. I think for the most part, most players are shying away from the Percheron and the drone host and the Lacerak transporter. Unbuffed strike craft just are not that effective at the moment, especially with how easy it is to get point defense and how effective the point defense is. And it just kind of knocks aircraft out of the sky pretty quick. So either you have to have a very clear plan as to what those strike craft are for, or you need to overwhelm your opponent with it so much so that they just can't be stopped. Is he going to get this down is the question. No, he's going to lose this Gauss platform. So the Corsair is here. Looks like these metal extractors are under attack very early on by these pirates, and he's going to have to send his fleet back to defend it. Although it's not that big of a pirate supply, it's just enough to cause problems, especially if these pillagers get in. They will slow down your planet growth rate on this Ferris planet. Problem is he's going to need to make sure his whole fleet shows up. Where is Yuki going? Yuki's going very early on the gas giant. I like this for 2 reasons. For Vasari, 1, there is a lot of asteroids available for his income, and 2, he's got a lot of experience that he can earn just by being on this planet. So, and it's in a good spot, I think, is that neither excuse me, neither Monforte or Mister are going to expect that this is being grabbed, because hardly anyone ever goes for an early gas giant, and so it's a very unique play. So Yuki's going to get a lot of income out of that planet without realizing just how good it is. Alright, so skirmishers, or sorry, pirate rogues, going to be cleaned up by Mr. AG's fleet. So he does get, I think you get a little bit of income for clearing a pirate raid. Not exactly sure how the mechanic works. I should probably figure that out since I am casting this game. But I don't know how Mr. I think he gets some money for clearing pirates, but I don't know how it works. I'll be completely honest. I think he gets a little bit of a cut for doing it. I don't know how much. I should figure that out. Not today. Alright, Monforte does have his trade set up. Techman's also got his trade set up. Really like the play into the credits. Basically, he's going to be at 50 credits at this point per second. Monforte very close behind at 40, so not too different. Although does Techman not have... Yeah, he doesn't have too many in there. And looks like he's going to start throwing a little bit of money behind some of the metal or crystal as he continues to fleet up.
Mining upgrade complete.
Does have a pirate galleon though. He must have caught that from the raid. And again, we've talked about this before, but the pirate galleon is a very good ship. The twin ion bolt is arguably one of the best, if not the best, single target stuns in the game right now. It duration goes from 4, I think it goes to 7 to 10 or 12 or something. It's a ridiculous duration of stun, and it stops in the middle of warp. It moves pretty quickly, and it can hit titans, and that's probably why it's so effective and so desired in the late game. Is being able to stun a titan is a huge thing, and if you can't move your titan, there's very little you can do about it. Alright, so looks like we might have our first fight in there. Yuki's going to lose some skirmishes, I think, the turrets, and Mister's decided he does not want to fight against Techman's fleet. Is Techman going to go defensive? He is. Does he have garrison already? Yes, he does.
Civilian structure complete. Defense upgrade complete.
Yuki's going and fighting the structures very quickly, see if he can manage that. Does have a lot of Canrex. Canrex are, I think, Tech's really only combat ship, because Raiders don't really fight unless they already have a good advantage in either numbers or damage. So Raiders would be better at killing off these structures. However, oh, we gotta fight. Alright, so Techman jumps in, tries to see what he can do on this asteroid planet, and it looks like this pirate galleon is going to be focus fired by Mister. Gets it down into Crippled Hull, and this is something that now Mister can capture just by being in it. All of the stillets are getting chopped down pretty quickly, and there's only 5 wardens, so the damage is coming out quite quickly. Marza under threat of focus fire. It is a level 6 Acon though, so he can very quickly can end this fight anytime he really wants to. So he's trying to focus fire as many of these Canrex down as he can, knowing that it is a very expensive crystal proposition that Mister has had to spend. Level 3 Marza is very low. Is he going to get the... No, he did not cast the Armistice. He had the Armistice ready to go. Marza goes down anyway. And now the focus fire is directly on this Acon. I assume it was a gravity warhead issue, as he was afraid that that was going to... he was going to get stuck, or was stuck anyway. There's the Armistice. There is no gravity warhead available right now. Could have done with this level 4. But he's going to go ahead and jump out. Everything except the Acon. You don't want the Acon to leave first, otherwise everything else gets to... everything else can't jump. Is he going to get the galleon is the question. Don't forget it. No. He left it. Is it almost done? So he's going to give chase. Armistice is still up. Takes a couple shots off anyway. And is he going to focus fire the Acon? Yes, he's going to focus fire directly on it. And that is a lot of Canrec missiles, so that's going to do a significant amount of damage. Looks like Monforte is going to go on the back line over here, and Yuki's going to go on the crystal planet in the middle. Can this Acon get out is the question. Gravity Warhead comes off very late towards the end, but it's going to be enough that this Acon is not going to survive for another 10 seconds, nor is it going to have enough time to jump out. So level 6 Acon lost now for Techman. And I think he's going to... Nope, looks like he's just going to retreat. Looks like this is a little bit too much Garda play. I guess 7 wouldn't be that bad. I think that he could stick around. But not in turrets. That would not be a good choice. So, can Monforte get through these planets quick enough, or is Mr. going to have too many things to have to fight through? Because Yuki's kind of stuck here. He either has to go all the way back to his planets, or he can try and cripple one player on this side and essentially make it a Techman versus Monforte fight. Because he does have enough supply that he could do this fight. It's just whether or not which way Mr. chooses to fight. I thought this was another ship, but it looks like he's just capturing the pirate galleon all the way through. There's a lot of turrets here. And this Acon took a lot of damage. So he's going to go and just try and bomb it out. He's got the wrong Corvettes, though, if he's trying to do structure damage. To do the structure damage, you really need the Stillets. What is Yuki firing? Yeah, Yuki knows it, too. He's firing directly at the Stillets. Because once you clear those, then there's not enough damage to fight this off. He's going to go straight at the carrier. A lot of money invested into these carriers. So, immediately going for the money. But Caleb are starting to come out as well. Looks like Mr. wants to fight Yuki. Starbase is on its way up, and looks like Techman does not want to have to deal with it. He's going to try and damage the Starbase as much as he can before it's built. Best time to fight a Starbase is before it's done building. So he's probably just going to grab the Marza and then peace out. Nope, he's just going to peace out all the way. So then Yuki's doing the opposite. Yuki's going to go on Monforte's backline, and it either forces Monforte back or it forces Yuki. Basically, they do base trades, which that would make it a very interesting map layout if Yuki moved to this side and Monforte moved to this side. So it looks like Monforte did not plan on the turrets being so effective, and he's going to retreat back, still adding the carriers to his fleet. And I don't think Yuki really has anything that needs to be fought with carriers. Yuki's got a lot of can racks, which again, that's kind of what Visari has to use to hit structures for any reasonable amount of damage. And so Yuki's just going to keep pushing. Monforte is going to try and retreat, I think, to try and save his backside of his base. But it looks like Mister's going to try and catch again, while Techman's on the other side dealing with a starbase and some turrets. However, it's gonna this is still gonna be tough for just a single starbase to deal with. So we'll see if that's going to be enough. But wants to give chase on Yuki's, because Yuki's kind of sandwiched between the two fleets if he can get everything in there in time. Oh, Monforte's got a lot of fleet on his homeworld. I think he was expecting to have to defend his homeworld, because everything is floating through this asteroid right now. Yuki's going to get a lot of free pickings doing this. Poor Percherons. All those fighters going dead.
An ally colony has been
And it looks like Mister wants to keep going. He needs to be careful though, because again, Techman's here. This starbase is not going to be enough really to deal with 4 capital ships and a whole bunch of frigates. It's already had its shields broken. It's trying to get in the middle of the fleet so that it can shoot on both sides, because starbases have weapons on both sides. So liking the play there. Yuki is going to go backwards. Is he going back to his home planet is the question. I think he realized that Mr. was right behind him and does not want to get captured. Realizes that now that Mr.'s going away, he can turn around and fight again. And I assume he's just going to hang out right here. Nope, he's going to give chase. Because he's actually got a decent fleet here to capture to fight everything.
Civilian structure complete. Enemy forces have arrived. Our fleet has engaged.
He's going to try and kill this cold battleship before he can retreat.
We shall rule again.
Cole under focus fire. Still not enough damage to bring it down.
Research complete.
What is Techman doing? Techman is still fighting the Starbase. Starbase is up to 58 kills, so it's killing off a lot of Techman's fleet, but is it the Garrison fleet or is it Fleet? Because Garrison just replaces itself. Fleet can do, I mean, he can, if it's Fleet, like it's money lost for Techman, but at the same time, if he doesn't need to build much more, then he's kind of just happy doing that. Let's see. So the Starbase is about to go crippled. Still got 71 kills though, so got a good number of kills. That's a good Starbase play in my opinion. Problem is that there's still a good amount of fleet that needs to be dealt with here. It's like 416 supply for Techman. Although Mr. does have 943, so he could chew through this if he chooses to. And Yuki's fleet all the way in here. Looks like Monforte just does not have... Oh, is he going to try to fight this? He's going in.
Military research complete.
And he's going... Let's see, what are these guys? Are they both... No, they're fighter bomber. So I assume the fighters are more to deal with the Canrax than anything else. Alright, so we lost the Starbase on the other side. Missed the Daryl or the artifact. Kinetic Intensifier is a great artifact. Let's see if we can see any other ones. Got the culture rate for Techman. Does not look like he's doing anything culture related. So I think if Mr. fights into Techman's fleet, I think he wins. There's too many ships here, and I think he's just a little bit... Yeah, I was going to say, he needs to get in on this fight. He can't just leave it. So it's time for him to pick on Techman at this point. Oh, we got another fight on this side. So Yuki is going in on Monforte is going in on Yuki, I think. And all these Stillets are going to focus fire. All these Calebs also focus firing directly on the level 5 egg. Everybody always shoot the Scarantra first. Ignore the egg. The egg gets healed by the Scarantra. So focus fire the big guy. And he looks like he's kind of doing a split. We ran out of antimatter, so he's actually doing okay. Except, good game is called. Monforte just does not have the fleet to do this. He's got 300 supply there. It's really just the 12 carriers really aren't doing much of anything. So I think that he'll just need to... If he changes his build-up, I think he actually stands a very good chance here. So Mr. fighting into Techman. A lot of focus fire directly on this level 3 Acon. Stun comes out from the Pirate Galleon all the way through the armor, which means it's going to be that much easier to go through it. Now the focus fire on the cold battleship instead. Level 2 cold battleship takes focus fire from all of these Canrax and gets down into half hull and into crippled hull. Looks like the 12 Gardas not being enough to support, plus the 8, so 20 Gardas just not enough to deal with 33 missiles from Canrax. All these oppressors also dealing extra damage on the backside, so I think that this one this one would go to Mr. If this game was going to keep going, but they have already called good game just because Yuki kind of won on the other side against Monforte. Monforte's down to 26 fleet supply, so that side's over. He's already left the game, and Mr. wanted to continue fighting to see where he stood with this one. Level 5 Evacuator continuing to tank just about everything that's available in this gravity well from Techman. And again, the Canrek's doing a good amount of damage. Coal battleship's just very difficult to punch through. Very good ships in my opinion. Plus all the extra healing from the repair bays. He's got 3 on the planet. And those will keep just about everything alive for much, much longer. Artifact Evacuator is being focus fired by these Cobalts, and it's going to go, gets the shield burst, so it doesn't go down. But Oppressors and Canrex shooting at all of the capital ships. Capital ships are dead. Level 4 Acon also taking focus fire. What are the Oppressors shooting at? He's now shooting at the Cobalts. Always shoot at the thing that you do full damage to first, and then deal with everything else after. Unless you really need to focus fire like a Titan or a Capital to cause a scene. Yeah, so it looks like Mr. would be able to clean this up if the game was going to keep going on. And we'll do a quick look at the fleet supply. So again, Techman and Monforte both being the tech enclaves. Usually you run a lower supply anyway because you need to get the garrisons up to support your fleet. And so a small gap of 125 or 250 in the early and mid game isn't so bad. But when you're down almost, let's see, he's down, actually not too bad on Yuki. But then Yuki spiking up to 900 here versus 500. That gap's too effective at that point. So the 2 Visaris just kind of eclipsing the 2 Tech Enclave fleet supplies, and the garrisons not being effective enough really for Monforte for the status of the game, and Techman for the status of his side of the map should the game have gone on for longer. So good game to both teams. Missile knows where it isn't. Does take round 4 both games and wins 2-0, and NauseousEmoji unfortunately lost both those games. So we'll see you for additional casts later this week for the rest of round 4, and round 5 or the finals will be going on shortly as well. Thank you.